So here are 25 things you might have missed in Family Guy Season 1, Episode 2, I Never Met the Dead Man. The title is a wordplay. I Never Met the Dead Man is a twist on the phrase I've never met a man I didn't like, but it also references the death of Peter's satellite dish. Peter's TV addiction mirrors real life. This episode is basically a parody of screen addiction. Peter's complete meltdown is exaggerated, but not far off from what most of us act without Wi-Fi or internet in general. Once it goes out, a lot of people look like they go insane. The women in film joke. Lois tries to watch women in film, and Peter roasts it as women in the kitchen with less nudity. A solid example of Family Guy's early development stages. The first William Shatner joke and death. Peter would be the first to hit William Shatner with his car. Then eventually it would be his wife Lois who hits him again. 2 deaths in 1 episode. Now this is when a Family Guy tradition is born. In the first episode of Family Guy, Stewie creates a mind control device. So the second episode continues on, and Stewie builds a weather machine not to conquer the world, but to eliminate broccoli. Still evil, still petty, very classic Stewie antics. Broccoli equals control. So Stewie's war on broccoli represents his hatred for adult authority. Even his food is a battleground. Brian begins his voice of reason role. This is one of the first episodes where Brian plays Peter's conscience. The calm, logical contrast to Peter's chaos starts here. The driving lesson animation is kinda off. When Peter's teaching Meg to drive, the wheel movements don't match the car direction. Small animation slip, but funny once you notice it. Shatner's second death is played as a throwaway. So when Lois casually kills Shatner the second time, no one cares, just another day in Quahog, which would eventually open up the doors for some creepypasta theories for Family Guy. Meg is surprisingly confident in the first season, way more than definitely not the Meg that we get later in the seasons. Peter's hallucinations are TV parodies. So after destroying the satellite tower and ruining TV for everyone in the Quahog area, he suffers from withdrawal. There are subtle references to I Love Lucy and Honeymooners, and even 02910. It's a visual commentary on TV brainwashing. So if you ever notice, Chris decides to read the phone book when there's no TV. Desperate to want to watch TV and do anything in general because he destroyed the tower, Peter would eventually tell Lois to read the TV guide to him. He treats the TV guide like a bedtime story. Another level how deeply Peter is addicted. Oh my god. Another level of how deeply Peter's addiction is to television. Now there is a dark cutaway where an old man dies watching a show that's gone too long. It's a morbid joke about TV wasting your life. So try not to spend too much time watching TV. Go out, do something, touch some grass. In the flashbacks, we get the first hints at Peter's dad. Peter briefly remembers his father shaming him for watching TV. That's a nugget of backstory before the show even explores the whole concept of Peter's father's backstory. So a lot of Stewie's weapon design are inspired by a lot of sci-fi classics. His broccoli destroying ray looks like something out of a 1950s pulp sci-fi, another early pop culture nod. Peter crashes into a tree during his driving lesson with Meg, but it disappears in the next shot. This is a classic pilot season with animation glitches like every other one would have. Quahog would eventually lose his mind without TV. In the background scene, people are literally seen throwing rocks and acting wild. So this is subtle chaos that shows how the town really is reliant on screens. Brian breaks the fourth wall. Brian says that this is gonna be a long night, directing the camera to us. Now it's a soft break of the fourth wall, something he'll do more in later seasons. So Lois would eventually snap at Peter, like she usually does, pointing towards some early marriage troubles. So in the show, Lois would eventually lose her cool, setting up a reoccurring theme of frustration with Peter's childish behavior throughout the show. So the company's name is called North Star. Now this would be a spoof of DirecTV and Dish Network. This was subtle enough to slip past if you're not paying attention. Now for my last thing to talk about, we're going to be talking about how Stewie Storm ends the episode. He would destroy the broccoli and laugh maniacally. Now this is a huge step towards his villain arc. Now this is a huge step forward in his villain's arc, even if no one else noticed it yet. So that is all for now. I gave you guys 25 little gems hiding in plain sight. How many of them did you catch? And if you want to see more, hit that like button, leave a comment down below, hit or follow, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.